Hi, I'm Devin McCarty from Mazzella Companies, and today I want to start by asking you a pretty straightforward question. Are import products just as good as their domestic counterparts? Now, if you've spent any time in the material handling industry, I bet this topic has come up a couple of times. So what is the answer? Are import products just as good as domestic ones? Well, the answer is yes and no. Close to 30 years ago, if you would have asked an industry veteran whether or not they thought import was good or bad, the answer would have been a clear-cut no. From shackles and hooks to wire rope and blocks, import products were just viewed as inferior all across the board. Import lifting products developed a reputation of being dangerous and of poor quality, resulting in being blacklisted almost all across the country. Since then, the world has changed. A globalized economy has forced foreign companies to either A, improve the quality of their imported products, or B, go out of business. To help break this down, I reached out to two colleagues of mine from Baltimore, Maryland, that have years of experience in import and domestic products, Keith Dennis and Craig Hayward of Indesco. First, I want to hand it off to Keith, who's had over 13 years experience in the import and domestic rigging industry. He'll explain both some of the advantages and disadvantages of import and domestic rigging products. Keith?
Thanks, Devin. For many of us out there, there's a sense of pride and sentiment in buying American-made goods. Maybe they feel loyal because a friend or relative put in a whole lifetime of work with a company who made their products in America. Or maybe they've witnessed firsthand the impact that a large corporation had on their hometown when it moved their manufacturing process overseas. On the other hand, there are a lot of people out there who are forced to focus only on price and performance. Those people are usually under immense pressure to make their company profitable by reducing costs and expenses. Ultimately, the decision to choose domestic or an imported wire rope, shackle, hook, sling, or any other type of rigging product will come down to what best suits your company's needs. There are obviously advantages and disadvantages to choosing either. For companies that import their rigging products, their business is built on offering standard rigging products in the most popular sizes and configurations. Their manufacturing locations are built to churn out product in large batches and operate with little to no overhead. By doing so, an import supplier can offer their products at a discounted price. Unfortunately, they can't offer their customers much in terms of variety or customized solutions. Products like engineered below-the-hook devices, custom-sized hardware, and specialty products are better suited for domestic manufacturers. Companies who make their rigging products in the US tend to have more of an infrastructure in place that is flexible. They can make smaller batch-sized products and provide customized solutions for their customers. They may not be the cheapest option, but they can offer engineering, research and development, and custom innovations. So you've weighed the pros and cons and decided to lean towards import rigging products. Do you know what to look for to ensure quality material? Craig Hayward has traveled all over the world, touring different factories on foreign soil in China and Korea. He's going to explain what to look for when considering an import supplier. Craig?
Thanks, Keith. So you want to buy some import products, but you have some concerns. Unfortunately, there are still many products that come into the United States that are questionable as far as quality and consistency. I fully understand people want to save money, but you need to understand exactly what you're buying and why you're buying it. When you're considering buying import product for your company's lifting program, there are a few things you should consider. Make sure that the import products you're purchasing meet federal specifications. And remember, always ask for a certificate of conformance. The statement that really says that your products that you're buying meet the domestic federal specifications for wire rope, hardware, etc. The reason that's important is that you're buying product and essentially the quality is on par with domestic product. So you have very little concern about the ultimate workload of the product or how it can be used in the industry. The second, probably most important aspect of import products is to make sure that your distributor or wholesaler has actually visited the facility. I can tell you from personal experience, there are so many variations between what one company can do and another that you really have to go there and see exactly what their processes are, what their quality standards are, their testing procedures. There's a huge wide range of manufacturers within different countries and different regions within the country. Make certain your wholesaler or distributor has the appropriate product liability insurance. You have to remember, even if your Asian manufacturer has liability insurance, if something were to occur, there's very little chance that you'll be able to gain any restitution back from that facility. So everything relies on your wholesaler or distributor in the US to make sure that you're covered if anything were to occur. The fourth point I'd like to talk about is something that I can tell you most distributors, wholesalers, importers don't do. They don't make sure that the manufacturer overseas is making products to their specification. You don't want to just accept the mill for what they produce on a regular basis. You have to give them the specifications you want in the products and let them know that the product will be tested before you can send it to your customers. Buying through a broker overseas can be a very tricky business. Many times, in order to fill a specific order, they'll place orders with a variety of different manufacturing facilities, which can lead to varied quality and not getting consistency in the products that you're buying. If you're buying product specifically that must meet conflict mineral compliance standards, most Asian sources, and I would say all Asian sources at this point in time, cannot meet those standards. Make certain that your importer or supplier has a product traceability program in place. It's very important, I can tell you, from even overseas when we're doing audits on mills and you're actually looking at the wire rope or the components of the wire rope, the strand, etc. We look at who manufactured it, the specifications, how it flows through the production process, and actually how it winds up on a reel and what markings or traceability standards are within that process. The same when it gets into the United States. Your importer or distributor should be able to trace that back to whoever he sold the product to. So if there is an issue, you can go back, they'll know exactly what mill it came from, what shipment, what lot number, and give you complete traceability. Make certain your distributor has a very strong sample lot testing procedure in-house. Make sure that when product comes into the United States, they actually have in-house testing facilities to break test the material to know exactly what the quality level is. Simply ask, do you test your material? How is it done? How often? And do you have the documentation to support it? So providing quality is important for all the materials, but providing consistent quality is the most important. That's what gives you the ability to use the product with confidence. To wrap it up, really, the one thing you have to ask yourself and ask your supplier, do they test? So if they don't test, don't buy the product.
There are plenty of import rigging products on the market that are safe to use and adhere to all federal standards for safety and compliance. If you've taken the time to vet your supplier and they've taken the time to vet their manufacturer, then you've taken all the steps possible to ensure that you have the most safe and highest quality product on your job site. At Mazzella Companies, we only sell the highest quality import and domestic products because to us, safety and quality go hand in hand. We're allowed access to each of those facilities so members like Craig can ensure that we only get the best quality product from overseas. We also never compromise on whether or not they have a traceability program in place, and we always make sure that the product that comes in is batch tested to ensure that it's good to go. So why did we take the time to say all of that? Because we at Mazzella Companies pride ourselves in being an open book kind of company. If you have any questions about our vetting or testing processes about our imported or domestic products, never hesitate to ask. Or if you need a recommendation on either a lifting solution or a rigging product, don't hesitate to call. We'd be happy to put you in touch with one of our lifting specialists to make sure that they can answer all of your questions and get you exactly what you need as fast as possible. I sincerely hope that we were able to help you understand a little bit more about the world of imported and domestic products. For all of us at Mazzella Companies, I'm Devin McCarty.